on our food tour, we've arranged to meet with Mythical Chef Josh, Director of Culinary Content for Mythical Entertainment.
Oh, that's sweet, Josh. Wow.
From a $450 McRib to barbecue-flavored Oreos, Josh is basically the Tony Stark of food. Even though the address he'd sent us to felt a lot like the start of a GTA mission, we were sure his recommendation would be top-notch.
Where the hell are we? Ducky looks suspicious.
It says tacos and burgers.
Yeah, but surely they can't do both well.
It has good reviews.
It does? Oh, you checked? Okay, cool. Well, this guy, I mean, he knows food, man. I'm willing to trust him. The suspense is building the longer we wait.
Yeah, it really is.
He arrived early.
I know.
It's the first time.
Ever.
Probably.
I see someone.
There he is.
There he is.
Lovely to meet you, man.
Hey, friend.
All right, Josh, we are here.
Yes, we are.
Korean barbecue, tacos and burgers.
This is LA in a nutshell. I mean, Roy Choi started the whole like Korean taco movement.
Yeah.
Then he got a bunch of people after him, that like second, third generation. That's how you end up with Korean barbecue tacos and burgers.
I mean, that's an awful lot on one sign for one restaurant to do.
That's like a signature of LA. Like, we want to go to one place where we can get absolutely everything. This is like the Costco of food.
Okay, fantastic.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Do you have any recommendations when we're coming here?
Chimichangas, I mean, it's American decadence at its finest. The deep fried burrito.
Oh, well, that's what that is.
I didn't know that. I'm going to need to mentally digest that.
I once started an ill-fated chimichanga pop-up called Stony Bologna Artisanal Chimichangas. Lost a lot of money on that.
Okay.
Yeah. It was pretty cool though.
What is a Hawaiian bread slider?
Oh, we gotta get, if you've never had Hawaiian bread. Hawaiian bread is like the sweetest version of a keiki bread. And it's a local LA company called King's Hawaiian that like is nationwide.
Wow. I'm so glad we have you here to guide us. I would have thought that was all pineapple, the Hawaiian section.
No, man. There's probably pineapple on at least one of those, but can we do the spicy pork chimichanga? Let's do the steak Hawaiian bread sliders, jalapeno bombers, chicken taco, and let's go tofu taco. Feel a little healthy. I've only eaten content today, which I imagine you guys know a fair amount about.
Yeah.
I guess this is more content, but this is like my relaxing sit-down content, you know what I mean?
Oh my gosh! The food has arrived.
We just get to lap it.
Yes.
So you have brought us here to try Korean-Mexican fusion.
Yes. Very unique to LA, very obscenely delicious.
First up, we have...
Don't know what these are, I'm not gonna lie. I got it on the menu because they're called jalapeno bombers.
Oh, these are the jalapeno bombers.
Okay. Is this like a battered jalapeno?
Is that imitation crab in the middle? I think it is.
Imitation crab.
Okay, so a lot of sushi restaurants are owned by Korean people in LA.
Right.
And this is like a unique Korean Los Angeles sushi invention. They normally call it a heart attack in sushi restaurants. I'm dead serious.
Okay.
And it is heart attack.
Yeah, it is a battered jalapeno stuffed with cream cheese and crab meat topped with eel sauce and spicy mayo.
There's so many words.
Okay.
So many
Bienvenidos a Los Angeles.
What was that?
Welcome to LA in Spanish, man.
Okay.
Pick up the language while you're here. What a treat. What a treat.
Oh my gosh, that is delicious.
Can we just point out that Josh took one bite and then knew everything that was in that? You're like the culinary Sherlock Holmes.
You gotta like trace the roots, right? Like I've been living in this city for a decade, and so to me I can like look at something like this, a restaurant like this, and be like, I bet I know like where you grew up, where your parents are from. Like that's the cool thing about LA, right? It's this weird terroir where you can get like a deep fried jalapeno stuffed with crab meat and be like, I know the history behind that. It's really cool.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
You have this literally all over your face.
Sorry.
I feel like you're a child.
Thanks, babe.
But there you go, babe. Living in LA, I guess you have quite a good exposure to Korean food, food,
Definitely.
and Mexican food. When did you first try them together?
I probably had Korean-Mexican fusion before I ever had proper Korean food. Which is really interesting. In 2008, I believe is when Roy Choi started the Kogi trucks, which like not only kind of introduced LA to Korean-Mexican fusion, but also kicked off this huge food truck boom across, all of America, maybe the world. And so I remember going to the Kogi truck when I was like 16 in 2008 and being like mind blown by like, the kalbi tacos. And it was just incredible. So for me, it's always been like, I can't believe people haven't had this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Shout out to Roy Choi.
Shout out to Roy Choi.
Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. Therapy might not be something that you've ever thought about, but over the years, honestly, I've found it to be really useful. If you think about it, we get our cars serviced so they don't break down, we work out and visit the doctor so that we don't get sick. Going to therapy is just like that. It's routine maintenance for your mind. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you, it just means that you're investing in your mental and emotional well-being. BetterHelp is a customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist. You just fill out a questionnaire to help assess your specific needs, and you get matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. The service is super flexible and completely confidential. You can even request a new therapist at no additional charge, anytime. So join the 2 million plus people who've taken charge of their mental health with BetterHelp. Click the link on the description and visit BetterHelp, that's betterhelp.com/jolly, where you can get 10% off your first month. Thanks guys. Now back to the video.
Next course we have here.
These would be the Hawaiian bread sliders.
That's a slider? Oh my
So
gosh.
I grew up eating these rolls with like, you go to a grocery store and get like a rotisserie chicken meal, and they would give you like these rolls as a side.
Okay.
So
my
this is spicy pork.
Wow. Wow.
That is sweet bread.
It's very sweet. This is a cake. This is a yeast cake.
It's delicious though.
I've never had anything like that in my life.
So do these originate from Hawaii?
I don't know, man. It might be derivative of like Filipino pandesal, but to me, as far as I know, it's a native LA company that, you know, is kind of just inspired by it.
I feel like we're sitting next to a food savant.
This is amazing.
That's all I think about.
It's like you've got an audio tour in a museum, and as you bite, you just got Josh's voice in my ear being like, oh, by the way, here's the history. Am I right in saying you didn't train professionally as a cook or a chef?
Nope.
Wow. You studied political science and government.
Correct, yeah. I thought I was going to work for the CIA. That was the original plan.
Maybe you do. This is the perfect cover.
My podcast co-host actually thinks I'm a spy. She's kept that up. She's like, I still think that you're just here to watch me. I'm like, okay, high self-esteem much? Like, you're not that important.
You worked as a journalist. You're now like head of culinary production at Mythical. Like, where did it come from? From like wanting to join the CIA?
The shortest answer is like, food is the only thing that I've cared about since I can remember. Like since I was 6 years old, food just dominated my thoughts. And so I would come home from school, I'd watch Food Network for 5 hours. We used to have like a book of menus of local restaurants next to the toilet when I was a kid, and I would just memorize these menus.
That is next level.
Wow.
I love that.
Yeah, I can still tell you about like, you know, the chicken korma at Shikarchi Grill in Anaheim costs like $12.95. Like I have these weird, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Well, this one's heavy.
These are the tacos.
Ooh.
These are the tacos.
I know what taco is.
Look at that.
We have a chicken, a tofu, and then one called El Jefe.
That's a chunky boy.
That is a chunky boy. Look at her
He's on
go.
that. Okay, some fell out. I'm just gonna,
Yeah,
I'm
go
gonna
for
eat
it.
that.
I'm gonna kind
Go,
of
please, get involved, get involved. Oh, I absolutely love this.
And that's just leaking that like delicious sweet soy, you know, the sesame on there.
Next up, go.
Wow.
Watching you eat, like it genuinely, you know when you see someone just do something they're really passionate about, like they're so passionate about it, it makes you passionate about it.
Yeah, there's a passion scale here because Josh cares about food about 10 times more than I care about food. I think you care about food about 10 times more than Josh cares about food. This is like a logarithmic
I'm in the
scale.
presence of greatness here.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't care enough about Korean food. I mean, I'm so used to caring about Korean food so much more than anyone around me that I've never felt like I need to care about it more, but now I do.
You've somehow found like the perfect job for this, right? Like your job is literally to experiment with food, try a whole bunch of different foods, preside over a debate podcast about food. You live and breathe and eat food.
Truly, yeah. I feel like I've created like my own little Disneyland for my career, which is like, it's a great feeling, honestly.
Did you ever see this happening?
This probably didn't exist as a dream, right? Like if you flash back to like 2013 where it was like, I'm gonna be on YouTube and have a TikTok and an Instagram and what the hell is that? And so I like thought I had my dream career when I was a journalist, but I was like miserable doing the work every single day because sitting down to write, it's like it's nerve-wracking, it is frightening. And now instead of writing, I get to just like word vomit into a camera and somehow get paid more for it. It's like, this is so much easier than what I used to do. I used to craft each paragraph, you know, by hand. And now it's like, whatever comes out first is what goes on.
Let the editors worry about it.
Taco number 3, tofu taco.
Okay.
Tofu taco might be the best thing, man.
Wait,
It's really good.
Tofu is never the best thing, Josh.
No,
I especially love
I
like
disagree.
Korean tofu.
Sundubu, yeah.
Sundubu jjigae, yeah.
Fantastic.
We had mapo mapo tofu tater tots.
Bopo.
Add bobo mofo?
Yeah, bopo, yeah.
Of course he knows. Of course he knows. This is like, it's like sitting next to the Rain Man of food.
Take me to Vegas, let's try it out. Put me on the roulette wheel.
If I've learned anything from the trip to LA, it's like you just never know what to expect when it comes to food. Like when we popped up in this neighborhood, I was like, where are we going?
I thought we were walking into the third act of a Tarantino movie.
It was feeling a bit dangerous.
I'm one of those people that I'll drive, an hour across the city just because I heard rumors of some dish at some place.
That is fantastic.
It's like a LA Indiana Jones, culinary Indiana Jones. Yeah.
Okay.
Chimichanga. Oh, yes, sir.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
My goodness.
So they've done, they appear to have deep fried a burrito.
They appear to have.
They battered the whole burrito. Holy I've never seen that done.
Battered and then deep fried burrito.
You're covering it. Yeah, what do we got? We got, is that rice in there?
Yeah, there's rice in there.
Rice, some sort of meat. Is this a spicy pork? And then you hit it with the black sesame, the mayonnaise, and the sriracha. This is a treat.
This is a treat is an understatement. I had literally no idea food like this existed in the world. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my. Wow. Wow.
I mean, it's so wrong, but it's so right.
It literally couldn't be more right. That is incredible. That is such a guilty pleasure.
It's so much of everything all the time. You know what I mean?
Okay, you do a lot of talking about food debates and things like that. Little bone to pick though. The title of your podcast is A Hot Dog is a Sandwich. Yeah? In the UK, right, I believe, if I'm not wrong, the sandwich was invented.
Yes, by Lord Sandwich.
The Earl, I think it was the Earl of Sandwich.
Yeah, well, I'm nervous because that is the limit of my knowledge, and I know that Josh is going to come in with it.
Yeah, I'd debate that, but okay. I think it was like, what, 1782 is around there?
Shut up, you don't know that.
I think someone Google that. I think it's around that.
Okay, yeah, no.
Anyway, I feel like I can speak on behalf of the UK saying a sandwich is like 2 flat bits of sliced bread.
Yeah.
And anything in between.
Yes.
So when we did a video with Watcher and there were like hot chicken sandwiches.
It's a chicken burger.
I thought that was a chicken burger.
A chicken burger is if you were to grind the chicken meat into a disc and then cook that and then put that on there.
Like ground, okay.
But no, that's a good point, is whenever we talk about something, it's going to be culturally specific, right? When I say English muffin, I don't mean like a muffin in the style of England, right? I mean like I used to buy something called Thomas's brand English muffins that I grew up eating.
Right.
To me, that's an English muffin. To y'all, that's completely something different, right? And so like anytime you're talking about a hot dog or a sandwich or whatever, you have to like somehow bring that into your own cultural framework, then try and expand outward to see if there's any universality you can get to. I will say even the term hot dog is really weird. Do you ever know where it comes from?
No.
Do we want to? Do we want to know?
Do you?
Please tell me it doesn't involve actual dogs.
Well, it involves a stereotype about a certain group of people that they thought ate dog, which were Germans at the time. Wow. This is at least one of the prevailing theories. They think that it was like pre-World War I, bunch of German immigrants coming to the eastern seaboard in the US, and they would start hot dog carts. And then people would joke that like, hey, you want to go get like a hot dog, like some of that gross street meat out there?
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
We are having a good time.
Literally, yeah. We've literally been here eating so long.
Shut down the shack.
Right, I think we're literally getting kicked
I'm
out.
having so much fun. I don't want this to end. The other question I had, you made a lot of like gourmet fast food.
Yes.
Out of all the things you made, I guess what's like the weirdest thing you've had to make? What's the best thing you've had to make? What's the worst?
Worst thing I've had to make is pretty easy. We made a beef bile cheesecake. So I took beef bile, which it's in it's in this Filipino dish called papaitan. All I know is I reduced it down into a syrup and then turned it into a beef bile caramel and then mixed that into a cheesecake just to see if I could. And
it's amazing that this still tastes good while you're talking about that.
I'll say best thing I've ever made. It was the fancy version of Burger King's croissant breakfast sandwich. We made a savory cronut, and Trevor, my co-host for that episode, he worked for the guy who invented the cronut, the croissant donut hybrid.
Wow.
Yeah, fun fact.
Serious.
So we made like a saffron cronut, and then we did like a tamagoyaki grilled egg. We made a macadamia nut crepinette sausage that we poached in butter. We sous vide bacon in Islay Scotch, and then we did black truffle infused homemade American cheese. That was pretty nice. And like sometimes you combine all these things, you're like, I don't know how this is gonna taste in my mouth. And then this hit, and it was just like seeing in color for the first time. It was just like illuminated.
Genuinely, mate.
That was such a treat.
One of the best things we've ever filmed.
Thank you so much.
It's awesome to have anybody like new in the city to kind of, show things. So many people who are especially in the food community here, it's just like everyone just blowing smoke up each other's asses constantly and trying to like one up each other, you know what I mean? And the genuine just like amazement and love of food.
I mean, it's unlike anything I've ever had before, like ever.
Genuinely, if you guys haven't followed the Mythical Kitchen channel, you need to go check what they're doing out. I mean, some of the most interesting, fascinating food content, I think, on YouTube right now.
So I appreciate it, man.
Keep it up, man. Keep it up. And I really hope we can do a proper food tour of UK or Korea. I'd probably be a little bit more excited about Korea, not gonna lie. But we can do either. We'll make it work.
I'd really love that. We can.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Well, in the meantime,
We'll see you jolly soon.
See you later, guys.